Hello everybody, good day from New York City. I'm glad to be with you again. Now it's just about every week, discussing certain pieces or segments of pieces that keep coming up. And it seems like we all have some trouble with it. I remember working on it as a child, as a young child. I don't remember exactly when, playing it and playing it pretty well, but always getting tired. And today, with the skills and the knowledge that I have from the Taubman Approach, it's the kind of piece that if a student comes and says, I'm having trouble with it, it's very obvious, to see what's causing the problem. And I'm going to put today the top camera because I wanted to show you an element that is particularly important in dealing with this piece. So what happens? Why is it so difficult? And why do many people have difficulties with it and people keep bringing it for lessons? I will not talk about the rotation, which is the beginning of everything, the single, the double. If you don't have the rotation, then you're not connected to yourself properly, and then nothing can be easy. But beyond that, that's not the full answer. So number one is the rotation. Now, I want to just for a moment make sure that you understand that once rotation has been taught and it's in the body and it's minimized and it's combined with other elements, it doesn't go away. In other words, that's not a piece I would start with showing rotation. It's usually, in a Mozart or a Haydn, scaly type of piece. But by the time rotation is integrated, wherever you go, rotation is already there, and you don't have to start from zero. So what else could be missing? And the number one thing, and it becomes very obvious, is that once you know that you cannot curl your fingers and you cannot isolate them and you cannot stretch them, to name just a few things that cause most of the trouble that pianists and other instrumentalists experience, there are this kind of situations where you're going, let's say, to the fourth finger on a black key. If you start in, there's a big motion in. If you start here, which is the right place to be, people very often curl the third finger out because they don't feel comfortable in the black key area or know that you should be right there. If you played an F natural, you would be here. But if you're moving, you see how the hand moves in, all the fingers have to remain the same. They shouldn't be curling, they should not be reaching in. They should be just where they are. And that's one of the things that people learn early on with this work, is how to be comfortable in the black key area. So it's not an issue. So you see, I'm right here. And I stay there because it keeps coming back again and again. Now, just that third finger, if it's not in the right place, the piece is almost unplayable. The curling is really one of the basic problems. And to learn to move together without curling is a must in a well-functioning technique. Okay, so this is what's here. So I'm basically in the same place. When I come to measure 3, there's no reason for me to stay here. Come a little bit out and come a little bit back to the thumb. Again, you see the 3s again. Here. Here it's right here. Now, this is, I think, the first place. It is the first place. What if I stay out here and then I suddenly have to go to the F sharp? This is a huge motion, and what happens in most cases, people twist. And twisting is what causes ganglia, causes pain, usually on the sides, but sometimes also in the middle, creates all kinds of problems. So if we are not to curl or to reach, this is what we do, gradually moving in. Now, if you see me do that from the side, you wouldn't think much of it. Here, I'll put it right on the side so that you'll see that, you know, we usually don't pay attention to those things just by looking. Meanwhile, there's a lot of in and out going on. So again, I'm staying here. How do we know when to start? That the motion should never be sudden. So if I wait to here and do it, it may feel a little bit like too much motion. We want it to feel very little. If we do it at the right time, if we start at the right time, usually it will feel very gradual and not like anything much. Here it is. I'm staying inside and I'm moving gradually to the thumb on the white key area. And it stays out until here we're going again to the thumb on a black key. So a lot of it has to do with the thumb. The thumb is a short finger. The fifth is also short, but not as short. So we have to be prepared, and depending on the fingering. And again, as I was saying before, we have to learn how to be comfortable in the black key area, which this work does. I move a little bit out, but going right back in. You see, so if you look, we can, this is really the choreography of a piece, because we can do something that would be very fine, you know, for that moment, but we have to see what's coming and to plan it. So here I know I'm going to go to the thumb on a black key, so I'm inside in time. Here I move a little bit so the thumb can be on the white key, but not too far out because I'm going right back in. And I'm staying in because the thumb, again, is going to the black key. And here I can come out, but notice my 3 is still in a place relating to the 4th finger. I'm not out here having to crawl, but right next to it. Right here. I'm staying out. I'm sorry. I'm staying out, but I'm beginning already to go back in for the thumb on the black key. Staying in, going out. Now, here is the 5th finger coming on a black key, so I'm moving a little bit in before. So this is really to just give you a taste of why something like this would be complicated. That the rotation alone is not enough. It needs the in and out, and there's also shaping. But I wanted to show you right now just what happens with the in and out, so you begin to be familiar with it. Without a teacher at your side, I think it would be a little bit difficult to know how to maneuver those movements and how to do it correctly, so it's not sudden, it's not a sliding out, it's definitely not a sliding, that it's amazing how, in the correct way, the arm is brought out into the white key area and back into the black key area. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an insight, again, about the complexity of what is taking place when we play a piece of music. Thank you for watching.